Hello all, welcome to lesson 9 of the Queen versus Rook masterclass. This lesson I will teach the triple threat technique. The triple threat technique is used most of the times against the distant defense. As you see in the board, the Rook is going to the other side of the board and the King is already in one border. So the technique starts by threatening forks. And to give a fork to the king and the rook, we need to always be paying attention to these important diagonals. These diagonals are the one that lead to a potential fork. And the technique starts with approaching the queen to the nearest diagonal. I'm gonna draw them in yellow. So what we want is to place our queen in the yellow diagonal so we can threat to enter the red diagonal and get the rook. Let's see this in action. We start to approach. Remember, diagonal is over here, the first one, so it's check. The king needs to move. For example, if it moves up, then we are already in the diagonal next to the rook's diagonal, so the king needs to move again, for example, over here. We keep on the same diagonal the queen, so now you can see if the king goes sideways, we have this fork already. So the king needs to come to the file. We again check it, staying in the same nearest diagonal to the fork diagonal. So again, the king can't move away because otherwise we'll catch it with a fork. So the king goes inside. And so this is the critical moment. And as you can easily understand, we can't go and check the king in d7, otherwise we lose the queen. So what can we do to force? Okay, we can go back, but then it will be not improving our position. So now it's the moment to understand the triple threat. And the triple threat is a simple move where we place the queen inside the forking diagonal. We are attacking the rook. At the same time, we are threatening mate in f1 because the king is on the border of the board. So, and the triple threat will be to give mate in the other side. If the rook gives a check, we move our king away in opposite position to the king, and we are threatening mate in a1. So the rook needs to move, of course, otherwise we take it. So let's, for example, give a check, the king moves, and now notice the threat of the mate, very important. As you can see, black is already in a hard situation because if it moves the rook, let's say, for example, to this side, I have a checkmate over here. If it goes over there, I have checkmate over here. If it goes, for example, to this side, I have checkmate over there. And if it goes to the other side, I have checkmate over here, checkmate over there. I can choose. So the rook can stay on the same row, on the same rank. So if it goes to any other situation, I can checkmate at the same. If it goes down here, it's checkmate. And if it goes down here, it's checkmate. So the rook can't move. So now the king moves. For example, for this side is a simple checkmate. Okay. And if it goes to the other side, I have a simple fork. Okay, grabbing the rook and very soon the game. So let's come back a bit. This is the critical moment. We have our queen already in the adjacent diagonal to the fork diagonal, and we can't improve, so we need to remember to triple threat and win the game. So let's start this a bit more with a different position and let's see this in action. Let's start with this position. This is a common position that we can get when we try to win the end game. And let's see, for example, check. The king only has one move. And now we approach our king. Now the rook may try to go away. Let's see, for example, if it goes to the farthest square away. Now we already know what we have to do. We have the fork diagonal and we have the adjacent diagonal. So we need to approach our queen to enter the diagonal. Let's see. For example, if the king moves inside, I'll enter the adjacent diagonal to the fork diagonal, and then the king moves. I keep my queen in the diagonal. Now if the king goes to the f file, I have a simple fork in f6. So the king comes inside, and then you already know I have the triple threat to win the queen, to win the rook or the game. So again, the king goes, I approach my king, so the rook can't go away. Let's imagine it stays here. Check. I'm threatening the rook, so the only move is to move the queen down, the king down. So I move the queen to the other side, and now, if you notice, if the rook goes here, it will be soon a checkmate. So this doesn't work. Also, if the rook goes farther away, then a simple check, and I take the rook. So the rook is forced to go to a decent defense, and now you already know the technique. Let's see this in action in another way. For example, I started before here. Let's go for this side. Let's imagine the king tries to move away, and we get check. We are already threatening to enter the fork diagonal, so the king already can't move this side. Check. The king is here, we can't improve on the fork diagonal, so we apply the simple triple threat. I think this technique is very easy to understand, but it's not intuitive. So the thing is, you need to enter the fork diagonal, and when the defense stays in this position where you can't improve, then you need to remember the triple threat technique. And with triple threat, now whatever the black can do will be here winning the game very soon. So I hope you have enjoyed the triple threat, and see you in more lessons. Enjoy!